Yo, SojuTalk Nation. On this week's episode, we'll be covering Fuego tracks from Chen, SuperM, On and Off, and AB6. We'll also be cooking up some spicy news coverage, including Produce X101 agency raids and Mnet fallout, surprising third quarter financials of the Big Three, and the SuperM World Tour. So prepare your body, get that caffeine in you, because today we jumping and popping, we jopping. Hit me with that intro. Hey, what's up everyone? This is SojuTalk, your weekly shot at K-pop. We're coming at you with a super spicy episode 55, and we're recording on Monday, October 7th, 2019. I'm Doug, and joining me today, we got Warren.
Hey, what's up everybody?
And Anita.
Hello.
And as a quick weekly reminder, please like, subscribe, rate, and follow. Leave us questions or contact us at SojuTalkPodcast@gmail.com. Check out the SojuTalk YouTube channel for additional content and join the SojuTalk Discord server and be a part of the SojuTalk Nation. Links down below. All right, in terms of shout-outs, announcement, things on the shelf, this is what we got going this week.
Oh boy.
So some of you probably saw, but last week we started our coverage of Queendom. We're going to be continuing it with our episode 6 breakdown on YouTube. It should probably be out by the time you're listening to this podcast, because we plan to release it tomorrow on Tuesday, as normal podcast comes out on Wednesday. Additionally, we have a question from friend of the nation, Derek of K Music Everyday. Shout out to K Music Everyday and Derek at the end of the podcast, so be hyped for that. Lastly, on shelf, 2 Girls' Generation albums. The first one is their first album from 2007, Girls' Generation. The second one is their first EP from 2009, G. These were the first 2 K-pop albums I ever bought. So,
oh my god, that's the one with like Girls' Generation, right?
Exactly. So these are some relics.
Some OG right there, OG.
But let's get into what the people are here for. So, our big new releases for this week. We're covering 4 of them this week. On October 1st, we had Chen, Shall We? October 4th, we had SuperM's debut with Jopping. September 7th, Monday, today, we had 2 releases with On and Off's Why and AB6's Blind for Love. But let's start at the top with Chen's Shall We?
Shall we?
Shall we?
All right, before we give any takes, so obviously Chen is from SM Entertainment. He debuted in April 2012 as a member of EXO, and July of 2014 as a solo artist. His last solo songs were Flower and Beautiful Goodbye. In terms of music show wins, the boy got 102 with EXO and 2 as a solo artist. Okay.
That's a lot of wins. That's a lot of trophies.
In terms of Chen's Shall We?
Oh boy. I vote Anita goes first.
Okay.
I really like it. And the sole reason for this is because it's city pop. It's that retro like 80s 90s vibe where it's a ballad, but it's still like a pop ballad that you would hear from that era. So I don't know. I really liked it. I also really liked how the music video had like a retro but modern feel. I don't know. I felt like it complemented the song really well. So overall, it's a 10 out of 10 for me.
10 out of 10. So certified spicy, Anita. Certified spicy.
I mean, it's not spicy because it's a ballad, but it's
goodness.
Definitely
in terms of goodness,
good, really good.
Okay, Anita. I like that. I like the Anita approval.
Oh man.
I was most curious. No offense to Anita, I was most curious as to Warren thought about this, because we know he does not have a good track record with slow-ish songs. But
right.
Okay. I've gone back this week and listened to a lot of ballads, and I've pinpointed why I don't like the current trend of ballads, and this is very far from that. This is clearly
city pop.
It's like city pop. I would even go farther and say that city pop is like mostly Japanese music in the 80s 90s.
Yeah, it's true.
Definitely sounds like something from Korea during that era.
I feel you.
Yeah, I was like that. This is not something people do too often, because the trend is more leaning towards the Japanese thing.
Right.
I was like, this is pretty dope.
Am I the only person who thought this had Reply 1988 vibes?
Oh man,
yeah.
That was the main thing that went through my head while listening to the song.
That retro sound.
I wanna say it's great that the vocalists from EXO are always reminding us how good they actually are. Shout out to Dio in the military. Chen is obviously extremely good, and like we're gonna talk about Baekhyun a lot with SuperM with the next song. ridiculous that they got 3 main vocal level vocalists in that group, right? Like
That was great.
banana.
Yeah.
But
Wonderful
definitely
singer.
retro city pop, perfect for the fall. Number 1 seasonally.
Oh, yeah.
Although here it's a little warm today, but in general it is fall now, so good for that. Clearly vocals are on point. Music video, it seemed like
course.
this song could be from an OST.
That's the vibe I got. Yeah.
Right? That's what
Especially
it
with
seemed
the
like.
music video.
Yeah, for sure.
Speaking of the music video, do you guys know Shinkai Makoto?
No.
He's the
That sounds-
director.
He
Oh.
sounds really familiar.
He's the director of the anime 5 centimeters per second.
Oh,
and Your Name.
Yes.
Hmm.
Yes,
And I was
yes,
looking at it, and I was looking at the music video, and I was like, this like straight up just looks like a 3D version of that sometimes. Oh, this is beautiful. This is great.
But you like this, Warren?
Oh, this is my favorite track of the 4 that we're talking about today.
Okay.
Oh,
Wow.
Starting at a high point.
Wow.
Oh, wow. I like this song too, but I don't think it was my favorite. But props to you guys for liking this, especially
Oh, man,
Warren.
yeah.
Let's clap for Warren real quick.
I like
Yes,
ballads
good
too.
job,
Thank you,
Warren.
people.
All right,
I like ballads too.
let's move on now to the most interesting of songs. So we got Super M's debut with Jopping.
Oh
Okay,
my God,
Jopping.
Finally.
So they're from SM. Y'all know this. This is their debut song. Across all the members of this group, 182 music show wins.
Exactly.
Like, is that even fair to say?
I prepped the number of music show wins after we record each week for the following week. This one took me about 20 minutes to compile because couple
There's a
reasons.
lot.
For some reason, I used to source my info about music show wins on Wikipedia. Sometime about 6 months ago, they just removed all the music show win totals on all of the Wikipedia pages for K-pop artists. I don't know why, but I'm now having to use NamuWiki, which is a Korean site, and that's more like it's not standardized for each group, so some have it, some don't. So it's been a bit of a struggle. Let's just say that. But that I don't know if y'all know that. Jopping though.
Jopping. Let's talk about Jopping.
Jumping and popping. We jopping.
Is that what it is?
Yes,
Is
it's
that
jumping and
actually the
popping.
word?
It is
I thought
because
it was-
it's the
wasn't it
lyrics in
popping?
it's the lyrics in the music video.
Oh, man.
Or is it hopping? It's
Ah.
jumping or hopping or popping. It's one of those. I'm pretty sure it was popping though, jumping and popping. But
I go
Jopping.
last. I
Okay.
vote I go
Dear.
last.
I'll give some
Dear.
takes.
Okay.
Truly an SM flex anthem, right? Like
Mm-hmm.
it was just screaming a flex. I don't know if that's a genre, but it's a flex anthem, right? Like
Yeah.
it
Lot
felt
of
like
money.
a movie or advertisement promo song.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I see
Like,
that.
like
Yeah.
all of a sudden you could have saw like a Ferrari drive through and be like Ferrari jopping. You know what I'm saying, right? You know
There was a
exactly.
car. Yeah, there were
Like
cars there.
like Taemin could be
Oh,
dancing in the desert. All of a sudden a Ferrari comes flying by and they're like Ferrari and SM jopping, right? But
Oh man.
they spent all the money on this song. like
Clearly.
as I mentioned, they flew Taemin out to I think it was Dubai. He's dancing there. They got
Yeah.
a lot of CGI. We could talk about the CGI. I don't know if it was the best CGI I've ever seen in my life, but they had it, right? This song sounded similar to some EXO and NCT anthems. Like I thought, especially
agree.
like the intro
Yes.
sounded a bit like Superhuman. I thought. The thing, see, I'm saying all these things because I like Jopping, but then again, I have my like qualms with the song. If that like I like it overall, but I have issues with it, right? First of all, I saw a lot of people commenting on like this is their SM's expansion into the West, an English song, right? Why would you create a new English word? That was the worst thing I saw. Number two,
I wasn't quite sure if is it a new word or was it already a
Well,
thing?
it's a bit of
they said in an interview.
it's a bit of a slang term, but at the same time, the
Oh.
way that they are describing it is a new way,
New definition.
new
okay.
definition.
No, they had an interview where Mark was like, "Oh yeah, we made the word."
Exactly. See, so it's their combination. I think of jumping and popping or jumping and hopping. One of you could look up the lyrics if you want, but that's what they say in the song.
I see.
Without subtitles, I had trouble differentiating whether they were singing in English and Korean at certain points.
Yeah,
okay.
that was a big criticism of mine with this song.
For me, the stars of this, the people who really held it together, Taemin and Baekhyun. I thought, like, Baekhyun was, I think, the best in this music video, objectively for me.
Ooh, okay.
His vocals were like the thing that held this thing together. But obviously they focused more on the older members. So Baekhyun, Taemin, Kai got a lot of the screen time. like
A lot,
a disproportionate
yes.
amount for sure. And I did think that fake drop part where they go into Mark's rap section was really cool. I like that a lot.
Oh yes.
That was one of my favorite sections. Also, the Taemin looking for his AirPods on the ground through the grate. That was one of my favorite parts. You know what I'm talking about. But
Yes.
those were my takes on it. Before you guys go, so the song topped iTunes charts. It was #1 worldwide and in 30 countries. So
Right.
clearly it's doing really
wow.
well. Additionally, they have a US merch store. I don't know if it's for other countries, but there is a merch store for the US. Things are extremely cheap. Like, I bought an album
Right,
with
yeah.
the tax and the shipping, $13. That's like
Wow.
half the
Damn.
price for a normal K-pop album. So they also had
true.
signed posters for $10, although most of them are probably sold out by now. They had vinyl records, T-shirts, all that crazy stuff. But
T-shirts, yeah. saw
I know that a
t-shirts.
bunch of the listeners out there are gonna buy the t-shirts. If you get them, let me know how they are.
the fit is interesting because if you scrolled over, so they had a picture of what's on the shirt, but the fit was a very oversized fit, like a streetwear type fit.
Yes, please.
But now let's get back to the song. Warren or Anita, one of you go next. What do you think of Jopping?
Warren wants to go last, so I guess I'll go.
Okay.
Okay, for me, I saw the teaser, so I already knew like what the music video was gonna look like a little bit and what it was gonna sound like. And I was afraid that it was gonna be. I was afraid because of the rumors that came out shortly before, like I think last week before the video was released, that things were leaked and people listened to it and they were a little disappointed.
Yes.
Right?
I could talk about that a little bit. So the audio quality on the leaked version was really bad. So a lot of people were worried that the audio quality in the real release would be terrible as well. But then a lot of people were saying it was fine in the regular release. So
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, the thing is, like, I got like flashbacks of whatever happened with EXO's Wolf back in their earlier years. I don't know. I listened to the leaked version to Wolf when it got leaked, and I don't know. I feel like maybe that kind of ruined my perception of the song when it was released. So I didn't listen to the leaked version of Jopping just because I wanted to really hear the finished version, right? But I don't know. I guess I was pleasantly surprised that it wasn't bad at all. I thought it was really good. I felt like my only problem with the song itself was the chorus. Like it felt a little too slow. Like there was a build up and then it slowed down in the chorus. But other than that, I thought it was really good. I thought the performance, the dancing of it was really, really good. Like I want to see this live. Like
Yes.
I haven't watched any performances yet, but the live version must be great. But yeah, I thought it was really good. I'm pleasantly surprised. I'm still worried about promotions. Like I don't know what's the schedule. I know they're doing a tour in the US, so they'll be performing in some cities. But I don't know. It's gonna be interesting.
I want to mention to the viewers at home, if you heard a little bit of a start of a song, sorry, because I was looking up the lyrics and it automatically played. I can confirm now that it's we jumping, it's popping, we jopping. So it is a combination of jumping and popping.
There we go.
Okay.
But yeah,
Make
so if you
some
heard a little bit of an
popcorn over
audience cheer, you're not going crazy. My bad, y'all. But
Technical difficulties.
another one of the things I want to point out is I kind of agree with Anita. This almost sounded like a performance song rather than a song. If that makes it
Yeah.
was like a performance piece.
It should be something you see live. I think like with the video.
Yeah.
Like,
This would be
yeah.
great live.
I think that's a good point to segue into the points I want to make about this song.
Okay.
Performance
Okay.
piece.
Okay.
Oh my goodness.
SM, like 10 years ago, 15 years ago, it goes a while back, they started saying they made a genre. And they started calling songs SMPs, SM Performance, or whatever it's called. And they have whenever they say they make an SMP song, there's a couple like things they have in common with each other. Like it's experimental, it mixes a lot of industrial genres with like experimental genres. Lyrics make no sense whatsoever. Like Zimzalabim is one, Seventh Sense is one. A bunch of the NCT songs, they
Right,
were
yeah.
like, oh, it's SMP. And in that aspect, this is the most SMP song, and in fact, it's the most SM song I've heard in a while, in both good and bad ways.
What's the
It's
good?
good in good ways. I agree. I agree with everything you guys have said so far. Like great production quality, music video is amazing.
What do you think of the
Yes.
CGI?
I actually don't have anything much against it. It's kind of weird at some parts. Like
it wasn't that okay. I'll just say it wasn't that tremendous at points, but I get it because that CGI is expensive. But like the stadium, I was like, all right, oh, that's CGI.
Low key, I kind of liked how it was not good CGI at that point because they made it clearly fake, and I was like, Gantz, like like stuff like that.
But yeah, keep going, Warren.
Here's the thing, right? Earlier I said they took all the good parts of SM and then exemplified all the bad parts of SM. And what's the worst thing about SM music, right? Their lackluster rap performance.
Oh, is this where you're going with this?
It's been what, like 15 years since people have been criticizing SM rap, and they have shown no progress whatsoever.
So
except with Mark.
Oh,
Mark is beautiful. Well, I love the kid. Wonderful kid.
Yes.
The one point where he starts rapping right off the chorus.
That's
what I'm saying. That's the best part.
That's a great part.
I got chills.
That and Baekhyun singing, like his notes, were my two favorite parts of the whole music video.
Here's the thing, right? Mark's rap verse happens, 4 bars or something like that, and then Taeyong comes in.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And I actually paused the song.
Why?
I just think he's not good. I'm sorry.
Oh, was it specifically that part, like that part after Mark?
Yeah, especially he had a verse earlier on. I don't remember what,
yeah.
But that part was okay. It wasn't amazing. It wasn't great, but it was okay. Then the second verse for Taeyong happens, and the way he delivers and enunciates like each character, I was just like,
So
no.
you were not pleased.
No, I was not pleased. And then I agree with all the points Doug made earlier about like the lyrics and the English part. So, I don't like it, but I don't dislike it.
Koreans have been kind of divided on this song, from what I can see.
Mm-hmm.
Some of them were like, "This is what you went with to break into the Western market," and other people like, "This is a bop." You know what I mean? Like it's a pretty mixed bag. I know on a Western front, people generally like the song. And for me, I have my flaws with the song. I still think it's a great song. I like it. Like
I agree. Mm-hmm.
I worked out to this today. I was working out to Jopping.
Ooh.
I don't know if I was jumping or popping in the gym, but I was jopping.
You're jopping.
I was chopping.
Here's the thing. I think it was the best song SM can do to break into the Western audience.
I kind of agree.
Korea is not in the picture here. Korea is not in the picture here. This is 100% for Western markets.
Yeah. Of course.
And it's working.
Of course, we're going to have to see what's going to happen with them. We're going to talk about their world tour in the new segment, so hold off on that. But our biggest concern, which we've reiterated over the past couple of months / weeks, has been like, what's going to happen with the other groups that these members come from, right? We'll have to see. Especially NCT. This is one of the big storylines for NCT. But overall, seems like pretty much we like this song though. It's pretty good, right? Pretty good.
Okay, yeah.
I
like the
actually
guitars, by the way.
It took me a couple listens, but now I really like this song. But let's move on to the releases from today. So the first one, On and Off's Why. So they are from WM Entertainment. They debuted in August of 2017. Their last 3 songs were We Must Love, Complete, and On and Off. 0 Music Show wins so far. Okay. I'll just talk my bullet points through. So first one, this is their first comeback since the departure of Laun. I'm not a huge On and Off fan, so I don't know the correct pronunciation, but his name is Laun. At least that's what it says in my notes.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, that's right.
This whole music video has a whole sci-fi / action thing going on, right? Like throughout the entire thing. The music video is like a movie. There is CGI special effects. I thought they were cool. My issue with the song was, number one, we saw no choreography at all in the music video.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Number 2, I liked the song. It was a very angsty song, right? There was a lot of angst in the chorus. I felt that the music video and the song don't really match that well. That was my main takeaway from this. And then the one thing was, I thought this was a beautiful music video. They had on set, like, they were in Paris in one of the shots, and it looked like they were actually in Paris. They had a bunch of cool things going on, a lot of interesting. Like I thought this could have been like a drama or a movie. The trumpet thing in the chorus. Oh my goodness, I don't know how I feel about that.
Really?
Did you like that, Anita?
Okay. I think for me, I agree with everything you said about the music video, and I actually had to go and watch their previous music videos because it seems like they connect. Like there's a story
Cool.
Yeah.
with all this, and I had a feeling it there was something
had
going
to
on. I
have,
just
right?
didn't
It had to
know.
have.
Yeah. So I think if you watch the previous music videos, it might make more sense, and you'll get the music video itself a little bit more.
Mm-hmm.
The song I thought was really interesting, and I kind of was. I liked it, but I wasn't really into it until the chorus hits because I don't know. It sounds. I don't know. There's a sound effect in there. I don't know if it's what you guys are referring to, but
It
sounds
definitely
really
is what you're
nice.
referring to.
I liked it. And I liked the melody that goes with it. I don't know, like it threw me off because I wasn't expecting it to go that
Yep.
way in the chorus. But I don't know. I thought that was the selling point for me. And as far as the choreography, I know they released a song, like a music video that was just performance. So
I saw that
there
one
is
too.
choreography.
There is choreography, and I thought the choreography was good. I was just like, they didn't know it was. This was just a purely storytelling music video, right? That's essentially
Right.
what it was. Without the background context that you gave us, that there's this connected or something, like for someone like me who's not a huge on and off like follower who knows what their stuff is, it was just a little bit like, what is going on here, right? Like,
No, I was lost too.
Yeah.
I had to go back.
but okay, Warren, on a production level, because you sometimes make music and stuff, what do you feel about the trumpet?
Dun, 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 dun.
Is that good or bad?
You like it?
Here's what I'll say. I don't like it, but it's catchy.
Okay.
It's the
Man.
melody. I don't know what
Oh.
it is.
I kind of feel you on that. That's the old, like, that's the most memorable thing for the last like while about certain songs. This is like, I get that
Yeah.
trumpet part.
Here's the thing. I don't particularly like the song in specific, but I do enjoy a lot of aspects about it. And in fact, I want to say this is one of the more successfully experimental songs of the year so far.
Okay, that's a big statement from you.
Yeah, I mean, it mixes in like almost like 7-8 different genres. Like
That's true.
I could mention any
agree.
random genre and it's in there. Like
For sure though, experimental. I kind of liked it though. It was angsty, which we don't really get a lot.
yeah,
I agree. I feel like for me, now that I'm thinking back on it, and after I saw the performance version of the song, it gave me vibes of Infinite when they were doing
I was
Before
going
the
to say
Dawn.
that. Yeah.
If you know that song, like it's angsty, it's a little dark, but it sounds very, I don't know, like
You know,
interesting.
It's interesting that they chose an angsty song after one of their members left too. Bold decision.
Yeah.
For sure. I don't know if there's a storyline going on. I don't know the full backstory of why he left, but interesting choice for sure.
Check them out.
Yeah, sounds good. It's interesting to see K-pop try to do like do you guys know the Fat Rat?
No, explain this. Fat Rat.
He's an EDM artist, does like glitch hop, which is like kind of the
Ooh.
genre which this falls on under.
Mhm.
He makes a lot of like tracks like this one,
Okay.
and they were big. You 100% you've heard of him because like Twitch streamers, YouTubers always use his music as like
bet.
I
that.
mean, I'm sure I
music.
have if I heard a song, but
Yeah, it's that kind of stuff, and I feel like it's kind of out of the trend a little bit, but you know, it's
here's
applaudable.
Here's my issues with the song, not on the song standpoint, but on the decision standpoint. Because
okay.
for On and Off, I don't think anyone will say that they're super popular, right? They're still building steam, that kind of group, right?
Yeah.
To have a song with just a high concept music video with no performance aspect in the video itself is I would consider it a bit of a questionable decision, because what a lot of fans, what we latch onto is like either a crazy vocal song or a really good performance in a music video, and you're instantly, by not having any of the dance, throwing one of those aspects out.
I mean, I don't know if I agree with that. Like, let's take a look at one of the most successful girl groups in America right now. That's what, Luna. How did they succeed? You know, I think a big part of how Luna succeeded was with the whole like story building, you know, universe building. I think On and Off is trying
but
to do
at the
that,
same
which-
time, Luna had 12, they had like 20 music videos before they debuted.
All right, well, just think of it as DC trying to copy Marvel. I shouldn't say that, but
But all of Luna,
kinda
like
like that,
generally,
you know?
most of Luna's songs have choreo too. Just gonna throw that out there.
yes.
No, I mean, I agree. I feel like it should. I kind of wish there had been more performance in the music video for this one in particular because I don't know, I feel like I was looking for it, like I was expecting it, and the fact that it wasn't there, it kind of, I don't know, it was a little frustrating because I wanted to know like, oh, who are these people? I don't know them well enough yet.
But here's something. The good thing is we are talking about the song, which is the good thing.
Yeah.
And
Good.
generally on and off, like, okay, so as all of you know, way more music comes out than what we cover, right? So
Yes.
Oh yeah.
and obviously because we want to appeal to a mass market, we generally cover more popular groups. But this song was interesting, so that's why I thought we had to include it this week. So shout out to On and Off.
I'm glad we did.
I'm
Yeah.
glad we did because it's a very different than what generally we cover. But now let's move on to a song that had all the performance aspects, right? So
Oh boy.
AB6's Blind for Love. So they are from Brand New Music. They debuted in April 2019. You probably knew a lot of the members from the produced season 2 though. Last two songs were Breathe and Hollywood. 2 music show wins so far. AB6.
AB6.
I really like
Interesting.
AB6. Man.
I like them too.
They're good.
They're good.
I like their sound.
They have
Same.
clearly decided on what their sound is, right? Like
Yes.
so much so that I don't know if this is a hot take. Certain parts of the song sound so similar to Breathe. There's one part in specific.
I
So
would agree.
right after the first rap section, it's Donghyun's part. He does this little section here, which is so similar to the build up in Breathe. Like even the chord progression is exactly the same for the first like 5-10 seconds of it.
Rip.
I don't know if this is another Ide he produced song. I do
That's
not
what
know.
I was
it.
gonna ask.
It is.
Yeah.
It is.
It is.
Makes
Same
sense.
production.
It makes
Oh, I
sense.
see, I see.
That being said, it wasn't so much of an overlap where I was like, oh, they're making the same song, but just something I noticed, like, man, this sounded so similar. Like you could play this, you'd be like AB6. You know what I mean? Like you knew, you could tell instantly this is an
Yeah,
AB6. Filming style, again, we're having a lot of these how do I call it? Shadowy music videos. Like,
Very dark.
it's been happening
Dark
lately
rooms.
with X1,
Red lighting.
with 17, like, and the aesthetics of this music video were a little bit similar to Everglows Adios. I thought some of the set pieces, I thought a little bit of the kind of feel I got.
bit.
I think Woojin and Youngmin are great idol rappers, and they have one member, Woong, who was not on the produced show.
I love his voice.
He fits in
He's really
perfectly with
good.
the group, and
Yes.
shout out to him because he could get lost in the sauce, as I say, because the other members all had incoming popularity, and he of course didn't. So he's doing great though.
Yeah.
I think everything AB6 has been releasing has been bop so far. Their dancing
Solid.
is really good. It really reiterates to me that 5 members in a group might be like the perfect number.
Works best.
Ooh.
I agree.
And then the last point I had was that male rookie of the year. The battle is ridiculous this
Oh
year.
boy.
The 5 that stood out most to me so far: AB6, CIX, ONEUS, TXT, X1. That's a
Oh, dear.
strong
Oh
lineup.
dear.
Oh my god.
But what did y'all think of Blind for Love?
I liked it. I like you mentioned, I felt like it definitely reminded me of Breathe. Like, and it makes sense if it was produced by Taehi as well. But I guess like the styling was a little different, a little bit more dark.
Yes, a little darker.
And yeah, but like I mentioned, I don't remember his name, but then the newer member, the
Woong.
one that was introduced, yes, I really like his voice.
Yes.
I thought he stands out, but he complements everyone so far. So I feel like it was a good addition. I'm glad it was a 5-member group after all.
I like 5 members. I don't know, something about that, because most groups these days have like 10 plus, right? Like it seems like that's the trend more.
Not good.
By them picking 5, and we're gonna pick 5 super talented kids who together, like, we don't got any fluff, right? Like the unfortunate truth is when you got 12-member groups, there's some members who, because you're
fluff.
dividing a song by 12 parts, some members are just there for like
It's hard to
5 seconds of
equal,
lines.
To be fair.
When you got 5 guys, they all got to stand alone, and AB6 is really showing me that, at least. Warren.
I prefer Breathe over Blind for Love.
Oh.
Okay, right off the bat.
Okay.
Right off the bat. That pretty much wraps up everything I have to say about the song. because I feel like it's like a lesser version of Breathe. I still like Blind for Love. I still like Blind for Love. Don't get me wrong.
You just prefer Breathe.
I prefer Breathe because like Breathe has more of a up and down. It has more of a rise, a build up, and a climax.
Mhm.
This-
Dynamics.
yeah, this doesn't have that much. So it just has that like driving like, like that whole like house thing. Like
Yeah, because I'm thinking about
Oh.
breathe. It's like the I wanna breathe, just let me be. Dun, dun, dun. That part is like amazing.
It's like
The
high
bass block,
fashion.
The-
Runway.
This is one of those songs that I'm sure in about a week or so I'm gonna say this is the best song ever. Like I could already tell. I really like AB6 and their style of music though, completely up my alley.
It's okay so far. I mean,
But-
one thing I have to say about this song is that this song feels clean, as in like
yes.
the production and like everything is just
It's so clean. I know what you're saying. It's so clean.
to the point where I feel like maybe this is too clean.
Clean.
Daehee's,
Oh, what?
Daehee's really good though.
No. Here's what I'm trying to say, right? Like,
You want some funk?
I want it to be a little like it could be a little more rough around
A
the edges.
little dirty.
Yeah, it's like sanitary point. It's like it's like I got a full body spray done before I walked into like the sanitary room.
okay,
Like,
fair.
like
Oh, okay.
But
to me,
generally,
that's-
generally, I thought this week I kind of liked everything, which is
It was
not
good.
always the case. This week was a good week of music.
good.
We're gonna talk about it later towards the end of the pod, but this is guy group city this month, like, and it is
Oh, man.
jam packed.
Amazing.
If you like guy groups,
Jam-packed.
this is probably the most concentrated month on record. I'm going to probably like it probably is. But now let's move on to our show winners. So
could he pause for a second?
yeah,
I have to pee.
okay.
Sorry. Be right back.
All right.
I
We-
apologize for
We back.
a pee in the middle of recording.
Warren went to the restroom, but we are going to be now going over the show
All
winners
right.
for this week.
All right.
So what you got to know is Twice would have swept the week, but two shows
course.
did not announce winners. So the show, which was on October 1st, announced no winner because they were doing like a concert. They had a collaboration with the Seoul Music Festival, so they did not announce a winner. I feel bad for Dreamcatcher. That's the first thing there. Secondly, Show Music Corps did not have a show this week because of the KBO baseball playoffs. So rip to that
Ooh.
show. But other than that, Twice won their first 4 awards for Feel Special. They won Show Champion,
Yay.
M Countdown, Music Bank, Inkigayo.
Typical
Nice.
Twice. I heard
But-
Twice wrapped up their music show run.
Already,
For real?
really
They're done. They're
Okay,
done. Yeah.
For real.
They announced
Moves.
Japanese stuff too today.
They're doing
That's so
tours. That's why.
fast.
Yeah.
That's what it is. But now let's move on to a lot of people's favorite segment, Hot Takes
Oh, boy.
with Harold. So my cousin, Hot Take Harold's going to come on, give his weekly hot take. The crew will react and discuss the hot take. Lego. Okay, I'll go get
There we
Harold.
go. All right.
Bye, Doug.
Bye, Douglas. I wonder how Harold's doing this week. Hope he's having a good week.
How hot is the take today?
I don't know, but it looks very
Okay.
spicy.
Oh
Warren, did you get a job yet? Yeah.
my god! Calm down, Harold.
The weekly
Give me
hot
some
take
time.
is Uju Sonyo, also known as Cosmic Girls, are better off as 10 and does not need China Line to return. Boom.
Ooh.
All right.
Bye, Harold.
All right, so Harold,
All right.
cousin Harold, that was kind of spicy this week, right? Like, woo.
Oh,
Very
yes.
spicy.
So
Ooh.
he said
Very,
that
very
Cosmic
spicy.
Girls is better off as 10 and does not need China Line to return. Okay, Harold. Okay.
Okay.
I looked up some statistics. This is
All right.
objectively. They have won their first 5 music show wins as 10 and not 13. That's objective. Number 2, they're at their highest popularity ever about now, right?
Right.
Number 3, in the first 8 months of the year, they sold the 6th most physical albums out of any girl group, above ITZY and Mamamoo. That is as 10.
Oh.
Those are just some objective statistics before we talk about this.
But see, okay, based on the statistics, I just don't know if it's a result of being 10 members now or if it's just timing. Like it was bound
Exactly.
to happen.
Look
That's
at
a
Warren.
tough
Look how conflicted
He's in pain.
Warren is. He looks, because Warren is a humongous Cosmic Girls fan.
I would say humongous.
All right, well, decently sized Cosmic Girls fan. I mean,
Oh man.
we gotta
this is
remember
difficult.
back when Cosmic Girls was 13, Songso was like the main girl.
Yes, I remember very well.
She was like the main
It's true.
focus. She did the
Everywhere.
front aerial in that one song.
Uh,
She was on all the variety shows. She was the kid.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Songso kind of goes and does her own thing in China right now, right?
yes.
Woo Janyi and Meng Meiqi, which is their Chinese names, we'll call them by that. They were on Produce China. They placed 1 and 2. They're in Rocket Girls in China right now.
Right.
Yep.
They doing really well. More attention than they've ever had when they were in Cosmic Girls for sure. It's a tough statement here, right? Like, oof.
Here's the thing, right? I don't hang out in like the fan communities for Cosmic Girls that much, but since it's next door to Rocket Punch, I do go there, hang out every now and then. And I realized that a good portion of the current fandom kind of started happening ever since the Chinese group members kind of left.
Oh.
And they're not used to Sunny, they're not used to Meichi, you know, they're not used to like Songso.
Mm-hmm.
It just, to them, it's like people from another land that's just kind of in the group.
Mm.
And at this point, I'm wondering if they come back, is that going to be a good thing or a bad thing for the fandom? Is that going to cause it to break apart? Or is it going to be like,
I see.
everyone's going to be like, oh, a family, you know? Like,
This
conflict.
is probably our toughest take so far. Like,
this is toughest.
Oof. Are they better off as 10? I don't think so. I think adding China Line back is an objectively positive thing.
You know what? No, I'm going to disagree. I'm going to say that they're
Oh,
better
wow.
off with 10 people without the Chinese members.
Ooh.
Wow. What a turn of
know.
events.
Okay.
Here's the thing. Back when there was 13 people, the distribution was so off. I mean, I got Yodam here getting like 8 syllables.
Well, you're
total per
biased
song.
on that. Let's be straight up here.
8 syllable. I'm just in terms of general like how like the positions, it works a lot better now that there's 10 people. It would have been better if it was 5, to be honest with you.
Oh.
Don't name
But-
5, please. Don't do that.
I'm not going to. I don't want to make a 5-member group. I love all the 10 girls and Cosmic Girls. That being said, I love the Chinese girls as well. But they're having a great time in China right now.
They can make so much more money in China than they can in Korea. That
more
that
money.
is for sure true.
And at the same time, the Cosmic Girls right now, the Korean group, the Korean unit, I guess, is like they kind of figured out a new working formula for
They're
success.
doing well.
System.
They're doing surprisingly well. I know we haven't been super hot on their last couple of tracks.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I have not been super hot on their last couple of tracks, but Korea has been up on them tracks. So tough,
Everything happened in
tough
the
to
flesh.
say. I know Warren. Or Warren has come out and say he agrees with this take.
I agree with it.
I don't. I think
So you would eventually want them all together.
I want them to come back. I like Uju Sonya 13.
Here's the thing. I also like Ujutsu 13, but I would want their reunification as more of like an event. Hey, it's all 13 of us.
Special. Oh.
Right. Rather than ever come back, we're gonna have 13 people now.
Anita, what do you think?
See, I guess I knew more. I was into their songs more when they were first starting out, right? So I knew more. I was more into them when they were 13. So like the very early stages. And I did get the sense that China Line was a little bit more popular even in Korea. Like I feel like they were very out there. Like in variety shows, I could recognize their faces.
Songso was out there.
Exactly. Yes.
Meichi
Specifically her.
and Janyi were like fringe members, and it was unfortunate.
That's true.
No, they were constantly mentioned as like visual people in like
Yeah,
male-centered
but
communities.
but them going on Produce China, I did not realize how talented, especially Meichi was. Like she's really good. I did not know that while she was in Cosmic Girls.
Yeah, I mean that's the problem. This is what I feel is always very, like I don't know. It divides people when you have members that go off to a different country or like they promote specifically for one country apart from the set group. Like it happened to a lot of other groups, and I feel like it always ends up being that the individuals after they separate, they do better. Like the example I can call off the top of my head is EXO. Like
Yep.
the XOM, XOK thing. It worked out better for everyone, I guess, to just not become units, like to just focus on EXO in Korea and then members from China staying over there and doing their solo activities. So I don't know. I'm glad that they're both finding success. So I feel like China Line is doing great over there, and Ujusonyo as Tan is doing good now. So I guess things are okay as they are right now.
Yeah, we also have to mention that the 3 Chinese members of Ujusonyo are linked to Yehua and not Starship on paper. Because Cosmic Girls is a collaboration between the 2 companies, right? I don't know how that arrangement works.
Nobody really does.
Because if you're Yehua and I don't know what the financials are, but if they're making significantly more money in China, it's tough to put them back in Korea when they were kind of, at least some of them were fringe members.
Here's what I'll say. At the end of the day, since I feel like it's a good time to wrap up, if they come back, if the China members come back for the next comeback, I will welcome them with 2 open arms.
But as things are right now,
As things are right now, I would prefer that it stay as 10 people, and then the 13-member be thing like a special reunion sometime. But at the same time, if they decide to come back, of course I'm gonna welcome them.
That was so passionate.
You know what?
We're ending it there. We're ending it there.
No, one more thing. You know what it feels like?
Open
You know what it feels like? I feel like the parents of like 13 kids, and then 3 of them went across borders to go to a foreign college somewhere.
They literally went across borders, sir.
Yeah. And then I'm like, you can come back anytime you want, my dear children. But if you want to get a job there, go for it.
Okay, so that wraps up the hot take with Harold. Please let us know what you think. I think today was a pretty interesting take, probably our most controversial as of now. But of course, we gonna get spicy sometimes. It's bound to happen. But now let's move on to news and events from this week. The first story: produce agency raids and Mnet fallout. We're gonna have to break it up into 2 sections because there's so much stuff that came out. Let's start off with the produce agency raids. So the first thing. On October 1st, it was revealed that police forces began a series of search and seizure procedures inside entertainment agencies. These include MBK, Woolim, Starship, and more. And of course, these are all agencies of the current X1 members.
right.
The cybercrime unit of the Seoul District Police Department has reportedly obtained evidence to conclude that among the 11 members of X1, 2 to 3 members' final votes were rigged. The members who are believed to have benefited and the contestants who were eliminated as a result of vote manipulation have not been identified. So we don't know who. It's all up to speculation.
Right, but
Additionally,
I feel like
you could probably guess. Additionally, police have booked the head PD and other production staff of Produce X101 on charges of obstructing business, and they are investigating whether or not monetary transactions were made between trainees agencies and the production teams related to vote manipulation. So that first dropped, right? Then his name is Kim Jong-hui. He's the lawyer who is leading the lawsuit against Mnet and Produce X101 stated. This is a direct quote. It is clear that the final ranking was switched around, and we believe that major issues between Mnet and the agencies will be uncovered. Did they push for members without a beneficial reason, or was there a monetary transaction involved? It will be hard moving forward with the investigation since they're denying it, but the correct rankings will be clearly revealed. Okay.
Oh, what?
He says
For
eventually
real?
it'll probably come out. That's what he's saying.
Oh, no.
Lastly, on the third thing that happened, IZ*ONE members' agencies also raided by police in connection with Produce 48 vote manipulation controversies, although the agencies have not yet been identified. Okay.
So, wait, it's confirmed that there was also this for Produce 48?
That one is not confirmed, but they have raided them to look for evidence of it.
Oh, okay.
Okay,
Dear.
so here's what it boils down to in terms of Korean law. If they prove that there was monetary transaction and that was the reason why,
Big problem.
it's good. Big
Jail
no-no, big jail time, and you're dead time.
Oh, dear.
If they can't prove it, big rip, nothing's gonna change.
I think at this point, almost everyone, international audience, Korea, knows something happened, right? Like it's undeniable.
Something's happened. Clearly, they proved it.
I want to make a statement here. Do not blame the kids.
Please.
Do not blame the members of X1
Please.
or IZ*ONE. It is not their fault that their companies are shady. Like,
Yeah.
it is. They're not the ones saying like, "Yo, bribe them so I win, right? They're not the ones saying
not.
it. It's
Of course
completely
not.
a business decision of the company. Be angry at the companies and at the show, never at the members who benefited.
Yes.
And you can feel bad for the kids who didn't make it, but don't take it out on the kids who did benefit because it is objectively not their fault. But
Of course.
now that we've said that, oh my god.
All right.
I'm so afraid for whenever that list comes out. The
Let's
official.
not name names here because I don't
Right.
want to start any like crazy.
Yeah,
We don't want to be
yeah.
the ones making fake news here because we do not know who might have benefited or not benefited from this. But at the same time, kind of ridiculous, right? Like scandalous.
I mean, I'm not too surprised at the same time, but my question is, what's gonna happen with next season?
Is there gonna be?
I
a
don't think
next
it's happening. It can't be happening.
No, it's 100% happening.
Oh
Is it
my
girls?
god.
I don't know, but there's no way it's not happening. Mnet needs shows.
That's true.
Well, this is
make
really
TV
bad
shows.
rep.
But they got world class going on right now.
What?
There's another like competition show going on right now called World
Another?
Class.
Well, okay, none of them so far have the same amount of cultural like influence
That's
as
true.
like
That's true.
Show Me the Money or like Produce.
But the fact that they're rating generally means they know what something's up, right? They're just trying to back up the claims.
Now it's the game of whoever has more money and who can pay for a bigger lawyer. So,
But
let's see who wins that.
that's in terms of the agency raise. Now let's go on to the Mnet fallout. The fallout has
Oh.
been humongous. So the first thing, Produce X101 and Idol School trainees allege unfair advantages were given to some competitors. These are from a series of interviews. One Produce X101 trainee stated, "One friend already knew the track being used for the competition. We pressed him on how we got the information, and he said that the choreographer told him." Additionally, one Idol School trainee further stated that not every trainee had to go under an audition to appear on the show. She alleged, at first there were 3,000 who came in and auditioned, but out of the 40 who were selected for the show, only 4 came in for an audition. So they're claiming preferential treatment to certain
Right.
contestants. This got followed up with a bigger interview with whoever the person from Idol School was. So during that interview, so we're going to call her A, who was in her 20s and made it to the last round, stated that 8 out of the 9 final members from Miss 9 had already signed exclusive contracts with CJ, E&M prior to the final vote count.
Oh dear.
The ridiculous thing about that article was her identity was pretty much revealed. Because they
Yeah.
stated that she was a participant of
yes,
Produce
yes.
101. There was only one person on that show. I can now say who she is because she released the statement. So it's Lee Hae-in.
Right.
She was on both of those shows. There was the only person, and I want to shame the person who wrote that article because you basically gave her up. You did not conceal her identity at all.
Yeah.
Big goof. I'm sorry for Yane.
So basically, everyone knew it was her. So then she came out and clarified some things. So before we talk about, let me say, talk about what she said. So she spoke up about the lack of human rights on Idol School filming and clears up her statement about the rigging controversy. On Instagram, she wrote, this is a quote, "As in my case where I signed the contract and did not make it, there were others in a similar situation and those who didn't sign contracts who did make it. I want to make it clear that it cannot be used as proof of manipulation and can't be used to make assumptions about people. People like me have no way of knowing if contestants were chosen to be in the final lineup in advance. All I know is that of the 41 contestants on the show, it is clear that not all of them were from the 3,000 auditions that took place before the competition. I hope there aren't any misunderstandings." All she's saying is that certain kids were put on the show without having
Right.
to audition. Which, number one, is a little bit shady, right? I think kind of, because you would think that everyone would have a fair process to get on this show.
Not honest.
Not
Yeah.
honest.
The next point kind of bewilders me.
The next stuff is crazy. So she posted a lot of words. A lot of words. She also pointed out many issues on the actual show. I'm going to just list them. Not given enough to eat, having to eat staff leftovers and steal them, being unable to visit hospitals for illness, being cut off from the outside world and only
God.
being able to buy daily necessities once a month from a drugstore that's a CJ subsidiary. Phones being confiscated so labels cannot protect them, long filming hours even for minors, and contestants only allowed to attend school once or twice a month. And lastly, inadequate clothing conditions for the winter.
I heard they had one set of clothing that they had to wear for the whole thing in the summer
Oh my
and winter,
God.
which is
So
short.
the last point before we open this up, on her own personal situation. So Hayen was one of the contestants who did not make the final lineup, but was still given a trainee contract. There are a couple kids like that. I'm going to say like Shion, who was on the Produce series, any of the kids who you saw in Idol School who are you're seeing in other things, generally. Like Jo Yuri falls into this category because before she went on Produce 48, she was in this similar situation.
Right.
She talked about how, so Haein talked about once the show was over, she was given many empty promises but had no work or direction from the company. And then she said after months of trying to cancel her contract, she received the documents with just a post-it note that stated, "You've worked hard all this time, we'll support you from afar." Bro.
What does that mean?
That's so shady. Like, that's such a slap in the face. And she posted that post-it note, a picture of it, on her Instagram.
Honestly,
So vocal about it. Yeah.
it sounds cold as hell the way they wrote that post-it
Yeah.
note. Like,
It's like, thanks for working hard, bye. Right? Like,
that's it. Yeah,
Oh my
honestly.
God.
but there's a lot to unpack here. First of all, in terms of the preferential treatment from some idols from certain companies, I think we can, at this point, because we kind of know there has been a lot of preferential treatment because of the rigging controversy, right?
Right.
This seems just like another extension of that.
Yeah.
In terms of the members of Idol School being confirmed for the final lineup, she basically clarified that she can't prove that, but she said that a lot of kids were in like were going to have contracts with CJ even before the show ended, so they knew who CJ preferred, right? That's the point she's making there. In terms of like what I'm gonna call like the human rights aspect of the filming of Idol School, ridiculous.
Yeah.
Here's the thing, right? I'm not a girl. I'm a guy.
Right.
Okay.
So luckily, I don't bleed every month.
Right.
Like, Jesus, like once a month, a drugstore has to be CJ.
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
It
This
seems
sounds
inhumane.
and then the food,
The food. Yeah.
leftovers.
The thing is, like, I understand that it's a lot of people, it's a lot of organizing, but like, if you have the funds, you're making this show, like, you need to treat everybody fair
hold
and
up.
at least healthy.
No.
Like, I don't.
Hold up. You said there's a lot of people. I first want to disagree with that. There's 40 kids.
I mean, I don't know.
That's a standard classroom in
No.
Korea.
If you look
I'm
how they
saying,
dormed
like,
them on the show,
this-
it was like army style.
Oh my! It was literally army
It was
style.
army style, just cots
Literally.
on like a wooden like bench thing. Which is what they
Switch
do in the
over to
army.
pink to green, and then next thing you know, it's
Right.
literally me
Well,
in
then-
2 years.
Then I would even say, like, if you have like the funds to make this show, like, why are you cutting corners? Like, why are you doing all of these things?
Yeah,
I don't know. I just feel like it's shifty because the stuff that you see on TV, of course, they're gonna show the good things, like, oh, these people are working really hard, and like, look, they're bonding and it's going well, but like behind the scenes.
Let's also say they filmed the show for a decent amount of time, and another thing that came up was they did not film it on the seasons you think they filmed it on. That's what another point she made, right?
Right.
But they were wearing like gym clothing the entire way. So her point about the not inadequate conditions and clothing kind of makes sense, right? And then about Warren's point about females and they're having their monthly periods, right? I'm gonna make a point here. I like to always talk about when these type of things come up. We should not be. I think this is a society claim, not a K-pop claim. In society, we should never be afraid to talk about females having periods, because if males were having periods, that's all anyone would be talking about.
It'd be standard.
That's just a hot
It'd
take.
be normal.
But let's keep talking about that. That's my take on that. We should normalize it. But in terms of certain things, phones being confiscated so labels can't protect them. That's so shady. Because I know we think
feel bad
labels
for
are
them.
shady, but at least I'm going to talk about in our question at the end. At least labels have a vested interest in their own trainees.
Right. Reliable.
Not being able
Hold
to
up.
visit hospitals or go to school if you're of school age and the ethical filming hours, completely unacceptable. Bro.
I mean, like, not even like parents. Like, it's like not even the company. Like, if you want to call your parents,
Yeah.
They were allowed to only receive care packages from their parents one time, they said, during the filming.
yeah.
phone calls?
There was like a video message they got because I saw a clip on YouTube. I didn't see the whole season.
But in terms
I
of care
saw-
packages, one time over the whole filming.
there was a scene where their parents had sent the trainees like, oh, you know, hope you're doing well in Mnet, oh no, we love you, that kind of stuff. And at the time I was like, man, these guys, it must be really rough, and I understand now. Like, if I'm not having enough to eat, I'd cry when I see my parents.
We could talk about this at length, but like, I think we could summarize this by shame, shame, shame. Right?
Do better.
Be better. Let's move on to some crazy, others not as human rights crazy, but K-pop crazy do. So surprising
okay.
third quarter financials of the big three. Quarter three profits for 2019 for the big three have come out, and YG Entertainment has shocked all with their incredibly small profit margin projection. Wow. YG Entertainment is expected to post a profit of just 5 million Korean won, or around $4,100 in quarter three of 2019. $4,000.
Wait, so they're expected to make profit though?
But of only $4,000.
Yeah, but it's still a positive amount.
This is a projected decline of 98% compared to the same period last year. 98. Of course, YG has been riddled with scandals in 2019 and additionally have to repay Louis Vuitton $55.7 million on October 16th.
No.
Maybe you should donate money to YG.
Here's the thing. $4,000 US, right?
Yeah.
That is for one quarter, so that you times that by 4, that's like $16,000. That is about minimum wage for one person in the United States.
Yeah, that sounds about it.
Oh my god.
Isn't that now think about, just put that in perspective. So
so bad.
Can't even buy a car.
Meanwhile, the other two labels in the big three, quotation marks now, right? Big three are projected to post big profits. SM Entertainment is projected to post a profit of 11.87 million, which is 17.4% increase from last year. The company sold 1.45 million albums in the third quarter alone from artists including Baekhyun, EXO, Sechan, NCT Dream, and Red Velvet. JYP Entertainment is projected to post a profit of $10.1 million, which is a 0.4% increase from last year. JYP has these projections thanks to the release of Twice's new album and their Japanese Dome Tour results, ITZY's debut album exceeding 100,000 copies, and strong Stray Kids album sales.
Nice.
Okay.
Doug.
We always talk about how what, Warren?
Oh no, you can finish your point first.
We always talk about how so K-pop, if you think about JYP, you're like, all right, so if their quarter projections $10 million times 4, that's $40 million. You might not think that's a lot, but that's after paying everything. This is just pure money, right? At the end of the day. To only be making four grand when you owe 55 million. Oh Lord. Oh Lord. Warren, what are you gonna say?
Do you have enough money to buy a YG?
Okay, I didn't want to say it, but like I made more than $4,000 in quarter three. That's what I was thinking. Like,
oh my god.
Like I have a job, right? Like, I was thinking, like, bro, I outpaced the whole company. Like, that's ridiculous, right? Like,
I just feel bad for everybody.
I know
under the company right now.
Like, it's kind of ridiculous, right? Like, I don't know, man.
It's rough.
It's rough. There's not much to dissect here. It's objective
Dark
numbers.
times.
But let's move on to the SuperM World Tour. So SuperM announced North American concert tour. They are the group will be kicking off their We Are the Future live tour, with stops in Fort Worth, Texas, Chicago, Atlanta, Washington, D.C., New York, Madison Square Garden, San Diego, Los Angeles, San Jose, Seattle, and Vancouver. It's not really North American tour. I mean, they got one stop in Canada. It's mostly a U.S. tour plus Vancouver.
We Are the Future. Is this an homage?
It might be, but
We Are the Future.
Tickets went on sale on October 5th. So if you're listening to this too late, maybe you'll get them from a secondhand site. Maybe they'll still have some of them on Ticketmaster. Every online ticket purchase came with a CD as well. So if you bought the ticket, you got a free SuperM CD.
Oh my god!
Cool.
Goodness. Maybe you should go, guys.
I'm debating going to the one in Madison Square Garden because it's on a Tuesday and I don't have work on Tuesdays. So
nice.
I'm debating if I'll get a nosebleed ticket for cheap. That's
how much are the tickets?
I could get it for like $50 or something. So not crazy.
Wow.
Oh, this is interesting.
I might sit nosebleed for $50 just to be there, right?
Oh.
So we'll have to see. But that's the world tour. Let's go on to some quick takes. First one. Akmu's How Can I Love the Heartbreak, You're the Only One I Love is the third song of 2019 to score a perfect all kill. We talked about it last week. They did achieve it.
Great.
The other two songs were BTS's
Nice.
Boy With Love in April and Bolpaga Sachungi's Workaholic in September. Next one. SuperM to appear on the Ellen DeGeneres show on October 9th.
I heard about that.
Okay, Ellen. I like this. I might tune into this. A little bit more negative news. Fans raised concern for Momoland's Daisy's absence after her mother posts distressing comments about her well-being. So Daisy and fellow member Taya have been on hiatus from Momoland since March of 2019 for undisclosed reason. With Daisy, this is in the wake of some dating news that came out with Yoon Hyung from iKON, if y'all remember that. But we never got so MLD Entertainment notoriously never releases statements and have not released a statement, official statement about Daisy and Taya's whereabouts. But Daisy's mother's been taken to Instagram and she's been describing how the hiatus has been negatively affecting her daughter and her frustrations with the situation.
Oh, no.
We don't know what's gonna happen, but when moms start coming out and you start pissing off mothers, you know you're gonna get the tiger, yo. So
You don't mess with the Korean mom.
Trouble.
You don't mess with the Korean
so
mom.
we will have to see what's going on with that. Isn't Daisy mixed? I don't know if she has a Korean mom.
Oh,
I'm
now
not
you mention
100%
it.
sure. But okay, you don't mess with moms in general. That's a better statement there.
Yes.
Lastly, the 2019 Melon Music Awards will be held on November 30th as the Gokcheong Skydome. Skydome is one of the biggest venues in Korea itself. It should be pretty lit. But y'all have any comments about these quick takes? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. No. Okay. Let's move on to comebacks and releases. Next week, it might be a very long episode. October 8th, Tuesday, ATEEZ and Kim Ji-yeon, who's K from Lovelyz. She's having her solo debut. October 9th, Wednesday, Stray Kids. October 10th, Thursday, Ladies Code. October 11th, Friday, Tiffany. Sunday on the 13th, Haze. October 14th, Monday, Super Junior.
Wow.
We're screwed.
Let's just hope no news happens. Let's just hope no news
We're
happens.
screwed because we're gonna have to cover at least 5 songs. At least. Confirmed comeback news. Oh my god, it still happened. So One the Nine, who's the group from the Idol Survival Program under 19, September 17th. These are all news that have been confirmed. TXT October 21st with their first full album. Ace on October 29th. Taeyeon in October. Winner in October. Dynamic Duo in October. VAV in October. All that's happening in October. Additionally, Jinhyuk from Uptension having the solo debut on November 4th. And Victon, which is the group with Han Sung-woo, they're going to make a comeback without him on November 4th as well.
All right.
Holy moly.
That's a lot of
So many
comebacks. Let's
things.
see if I can keep
This
up with all this.
month of October is the most jam-packed month since we've been doing this podcast.
Everybody's coming.
We
back.
average about 3 songs per week.
Now this
month, the rest of the month, we might average 5 to 6 songs each time.
Yep.
Boy.
I'm gonna have to take more notes. That's what this is.
All right.
It's all right.
But now let's
More
get
the merrier.
to state of the
No.
nation. No, not more the merrier, Anita.
Not more the
no,
merrier.
no, you are wrong
Too
with that
much.
statement. Objectively wrong,
Okay.
Anita. Okay. State of the nation. First, we got the question from Derek. So he is from K Music Everyday. Go check them out on SoundCloud. They do these playlists of.
Yes.
They have some K-pop ones. They have some hip-hop ones. They got a whole bunch of different playlists.
Indeed.
Everything.
Indie mixtape type things. Go check them out. Shout out to Derek, friend of the nation. Let's go. So his question is, does all this recent controversy surrounding competition/survival shows affect your enjoyment or will affect your future enjoyment of these types of shows? I thought about this today. He posted this question early in the morning. Yes. I'll tell you why.
How so?
I was thinking about the controversies as a whole. And as I mentioned earlier in the podcast, with trainees, the company they're from, especially in the produce format, you're from a certain company. That company has a vested interest in you doing well because at the end of the day, if we talk about business, they want to debut you. Well, first they're evaluating if they want to debut you in order so they can make money, right? That is
Right.
pure terms what K-pop is. But the caveat there is that they have a vested interest in you doing well. These survival shows have a vested interest in 11 or 10 or 12 winners doing well. The rest of their kids generally they can't care less.
Expendable.
They are expendable. Especially if you're on the lower range of the popularity on those shows. They literally have no interest in like doing right by you. For me, because of all these controversies, I think it's pulling back the curtain of some things we all kind of knew in the back of our heads at what's going on at these shows, right? I think we all kind of knew some shady things were happening. Will I continue watching these shows? Of course. These shows are like kryptonite for me. They're so addicting. Will I view them in a different way? Yes. Because I think it's very hard not to at this point. What do y'all have any other thoughts on that?
I think for me, the news that have come out recently confirmed, like you said, some inkling, like some sense that things were not done completely fair. Because I think in a lot of the more popular shows, it had been revealed here and there, like, oh, this came out, like this person knew about this track, or like, there was some preference, or like this person gets more screen time, or stuff like that, where it was like it wasn't confirmed, there was no proof, but you kind of get the idea. And I don't know, I guess I am kind of affected, but it just makes me doubt if investing my personal time into these groups is worth it, because it feels like, I don't know, I understand the audience, or like the people that are really mad about what happened with X1, because you do get invested in these people and you root for them and you're supporting them, but then to find out like it doesn't even matter, like,
And you're hoping it's a fair chance, right?
Exactly. Like, yeah. So I understand that, and I do think it will affect me, but I don't.
We still gotta watch it though.
Stop.
Let's be real here. Like,
I don't know if I will stop. I'm watching Produce Japan, but I don't know. I hope this helps so that
things?
at least things get better somehow. I don't know if they will, but hopefully.
Here's the thing, right? Like, there's a reason why I didn't participate in voting this year for Produce X101, right?
Yeah.
Parts of it is because I'm less interested in guy trainees over girl trainees, but at the same time, after investing so much time last year in 2018 with this jury, it's mentally, it's very,
it's taxing.
It hurts.
It hurts.
It consumes a lot of your health, man. Like, low key, I was like, man, like, what's the next business strategy we can take to put this girl?
I was like a Shatao Miu one pick at a certain point of that show too.
That
hurt.
It hurt. So
hurt a lot.
Knowing that, I kind of didn't want to vote this year, because I knew that if the person I'm rooting for didn't make it, they goof.
That's why I just picked the kid who was likely to make it and just rode that horse the whole way. Like,
see, now I'm gonna be like, whoever I pick doesn't. Who cares? Nothing matters, because Mnet pick's gonna make it into the top, and that's happened on Show Me the Money, which kind of ruined it this year. That's happened on Produce. That happened on Idol School. Where is it not happening? Where is it not happening? Everywhere.
Look at this guy.
Everywhere. So here's what it is. Of course everybody knows there's networking, and everyone's like,
I mean, we even had a term for this, Mnet evil editing. We kind of knew they were focusing on certain kids, but we just didn't know.
Pick was a joke.
We just didn't know the extent, right? That's what it comes down to.
See, now I'm gonna watch these shows and I'm gonna be like, are they fed? Do they have clothes?
Yes, exactly.
Do they have a place to sleep? Are they sleeping? Like, that's gonna be like my concerns now. Not are they gonna perform well or not? Like, are they gonna sing well tomorrow? No, it's gonna be like, did they eat dinner today?
That's true.
Are they eating more leftovers?
Did they sleep today? Like, for sure. Those kids, those shows notoriously they don't sleep on them. But
will you continue watching Warren though?
Of course. Here's the thing. Between Produce and the Idol School show, the definitive difference, which a lot of people overlook, is that on Produce, you go and film for like 3-4 day stretches, and then you go home and you come back and film. Idol School, they were there like the whole way,
that's
whole time.
So hard.
That was the main difference, which we forgot to mention earlier in the show, but I think we answered that pretty well. So shout out to Derek. Hopefully you like that answer. Let us know what y'all think. Let's talk. What if
Send us more questions. Send us more questions. I like to answer your questions. Give me more questions.
Since we're at the Discord now, we interact with a lot of the SojuTalk Nation more. We don't get as many questions, but I like questions.
I like questions. Give me questions.
But
Feed me.
in terms of, let's go into what we've been doing in the world of K-pop. I mentioned October and boy
boy.
groups. We already mentioned that. Luna albums. I cracked again, y'all.
Another one?
I have a
What
total of 5
what
Luna
do you
albums
sell?
now.
Did you
Oh
sell?
my.
What did you sell? Your other kidney? Corneas?
I sold my heart.
Oh.
Oh.
But I now have the 2 main title track albums. They're coming in the mail, and I have my first 3 picks albums are all right there, which I'll show you guys once Luna comes back. In terms of Luna, there was a Luna video by a YouTube channel called The Asian Theory. It's called Luna, and look up Luna Avengers. That's what you got to look up to find it.
Oh.
Might be one of the best K-pop mini docs I've ever seen.
Oh, documentary.
It pretty much talks about the hype of Luna, how did they come to be, why they're hyped up, and then it does on a base level explain the Lunaverse, which is a lot of people's like point where they don't want to dive in to get too deep. They explain it in the most basic of terms. I almost cried at the end of the video.
Oh my god.
It got me
That
emotional,
movie.
and I'm not even that big. I'm big into Luna right now, but I'm not deep. Right? I'm not deep.
No, I think you're deep.
I'm in deep. Let's just say they had a part at the end where he talks about like acceptance and the message they're trying to do, and he ends it with like we're all Luna, and I was like, oh my heart. I almost cried, not gonna lie. Oh man. And I'm not someone who cries very easily. Additionally, I'm working on a project behind the scenes.
Huh?
What?
Y'all, you know Warren, my project. I hope to be able to announce it in about 3 weeks. So not this episode, not the next one, but the following episode. That's where I'm hoping we can announce something. It should be cool. It involves a giveaway, so start to get a little bit hype about that. But we are.
It's not that cool. Don't get your hype.
It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool.
Oh, dang.
Warren and I worked on Saturday for a couple hours on it.
Hours?
It was a couple hours. It was 2 hours.
Okay.
That's a couple.
I've been also spending my own time working on it extensively. I'm pretty excited to show y'all. It's going to be a pretty cool feature of the show going forward. That's all I got. What about you guys?
Nita.
Well, you already know. Produce 101 Japan.
Is it good?
Oh, man.
That's what I've been watching. And but this is kind of K-pop related because there are some K-pop people in this. But I started this drama. It was officially aired officially October 2nd.
Which one is it?
But it's called, the English title is called Extraordinary You or Extraordinary You.
Who's in
But
it?
it's basically based off this webtoon. It's kind of a fantasy-ish high school drama. There's a twist in it, but I don't want to reveal what it is because I think it's really interesting. Really, really cool. Really funny. One of the leads in the story is Rowoon from SF9. So if you guys
This drama, I've heard of it. Okay.
yes, it's so good. It's so funny.
The female lead
yes,
is
Kim Hye-yoon.
she was pretty much the main character of Sky Castle.
Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
this girl.
So
Yes.
is she nice on this show? Is she a nice girl? Because on Sky Castle, she was not very
Okay,
nice.
I never saw Sky Castle, so I can't compare, but I like her character here.
Okay, Sky
Really
Castle,
funny.
she was detestable, dude. Like,
Oh no,
was like,
no, she's definitely more likable than.
but in general, you
I don't know
like,
that
you know, so she's being a lead with one SF9 guy. After in Sky Castle, she was like one of the leads with another SF guy.
Right? Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Tani. Yeah.
Yeah, Chani.
On
Shout
the
out-
note of
shout out to
drama,
Good.
Uju.
Check it out.
Y'all know what that means, but
on the note of dramas, there's a drama I've been watching. I haven't watched.
is
I
it the
haven't seen
hip hop
dramas in,
drama?
like- No, that is gross.
Okay.
Don't ever mention that to me.
Okay, what drama have you been watching?
There's this drama called Welcome to Chunli Mamar, and it's also based off of a webtoon. It's a sitcom, clearly.
Ooh.
It breaks all your expectations about it. I would describe it as a sitcom fantasy.
Ooh.
About running a grocery store. Fantasy, as in there's no dragons, there's no magic. It's more like it'll never happen in real life. It's funny. Please go check out the first episode.
What's it called again?
Welcome to Chunli Mart.
Wait, say that word again.
Welcome to. Wait, let me. You know what? Let me look up the English title.
Yeah. Let me talk about Luna real quick.
Oh my god! Okay.
Yo,
Pegasus Market. Pegasus Market.
No, Nuna.
Pegasus Market. That's what it's called. Pegasus Market.
Let me. Nuna, my real sister. Danielle, if you are listening to this, stan Luna. That's all I wanted to say.
Hi, Danielle.
Danielle, hi. You don't have to stan Luna.
No, stan Luna. Stan beep beep and beep. But I think
you know
she
what
knows
you
who
should
I
stand
like.
though? You should be standing the greatest collaboration I've seen this year. My man
Which
Rich
is?
Brian and Chungha.
Oh, okay, that's all.
For real?
No, I'm just joking. Can you talk about Rich Brian's hair?
Okay, he got a fade
not like the
with
mullet.
the mullet on the bottom half.
Do not like it.
Warren, you should do that.
No. Please don't.
Oh, I like the song though.
It's pretty good. But we've gone a little long today, but we had a lot to talk about. Energy levels were good
Yes.
today. It's been a good show, but this has been SojuTalk, your weekly shot at K-pop. I'm Doug. I'd like to thank Warren and Anita for joining me. As a quick reminder, please like, subscribe, rate, and follow. Leave us questions and contact us at SojuTalkPodcast@gmail.com. Check out the SojuTalk YouTube channel for additional content. Please subscribe over there. And join the SojuTalk Discord server and be a part of the SojuTalk Nation. Links down below where we are almost at 200 members. But we will see you all next week when we cover a gajillion and a half songs. Bye.
Bye.
Bye bye.
Stan Luna.